What happens when you let enfant terrible, now just terrible, Daniel Nardicio off his leash to say and do whatever he wants? The man who has offended everyone is back.
Along with my brother from another mother, Adam Klesch, we're back with our latest creation, Trigger Warning, a podcast that is not for the faint of heart.
Prepare to be offended, enlightened, and highly entertained.
Trigger Warning is not a safe space podcast, but answers the questions no one wants to ask. Serves steep in vodka and a dash of bitter.
Each week, we'll bring you the highest and lowest in NYC nightlife.
So buckle up. You've been warned. Josh, I'm going to ask you a favor just because I can't get up.
Where your legs broken?
In that light booth, can you flip off the light switch? It's going to hurt my eyes.
Oh, the talent sensitive today.
It's that fucking Mexico lighting. Are we recording yet?
Yeah, we're
okay,
on.
Great. It's that fucking Mexico lighting.
We're about to have the triggerest of trigger warning episodes.
We really are, I know. I've decided that I'm going to improve Mexico's lighting.
Oh, absolutely.
So all I want to do is, if I die and they put on my tombstone, he fixed the lighting in Mexico. They have those white, awful light bulbs hanging everywhere.
Everything's cold white. They have the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises, and then you flip on a light switch and you're
it's horrifying. I feel like I'm going to be interrogated by the cartel anytime I go into a store.
It's to keep you out of your hotel room.
Exactly. So anyway, my job now is, me and Eric, who works with us, we go around looking for golden light bulbs to buy them, and we just change them in hotel rooms because they're so cheap, and we leave them.
You're like the Gideon's Bible of light bulbs.
Exactly. Oh my God, I love that. That's a really great way. Your name is.
Thank God we're recording.
My name is Daniel Nardicio.
And I'm Adam
yours? You're listening to Trigger Warning, and what I'm going to do now is 1 second, please. I'm going to get some really good notes. I know this is really riveting. Adam. I just saw a mouse in my apartment.
I know.
And I'm terrified. I don't like mice. And the weird thing about it is 2 days ago, I'm in New York now. I'm at Red Eye. We're at Red Eye.
Yeah.
2 days ago, I'm traipsing through the mountains of Zipolite, and I had no problem with rattlesnakes.
Yeah, no problem with, fanged bastards.
But then a mouse runs through my apartment, and I jump up like a girl and scream.
You do have like elephant mouse syndrome. It's like, ah!
I don't like mice. They just freak me out because you know what? It was like, they're not afraid. Like the snakes actually were afraid. The mouse was like dancing the tarantella in the middle of the room. It was holding up a piece of cheese and just dancing like.
It was like
Fievel
somewhere.
It was fucking horrible. Anyway, I just flew back from Zipolite, Mexico, and boy, am I annoyed.
Oh, you said you had one hell of a night on your exit strategy.
Okay, so first of all, I met a gentleman caller. Every night I go to Cheesemay, which our listeners will know eventually because we do an interview live from Cheesemay coming up. But
they
this
may even
night,
know by this
course,
episode. They might know.
They might know, yeah. But this night, of course, it's always the same. You have a month where you're just like, I go out and the guys are hot. You may have a little slap and tickle. You might have a little Benny Hill moment. You chase them around a bar stool. But then,
you might drag them onto the podcast.
Right, exactly. But then, of course, you have a 6 a.m. flight from Puerto Escondido where you have to get up at 4.
Yeah, so you just stay up all night.
So you basically, I didn't plan on that. But so, of course, I go out and this guy, a gentleman, he was so cute, Mikey. From San Francisco.
Is he another daddy? You've got like a string of them.
Well, that afternoon he had been looking at the property, one of the casitas. So I took him on the property, but he had glasses on.
You're fucking one of my prospective buyers?
No. The thing was, I didn't know. So I saw him that day. He had glasses on. He was very Clark Kent. It was very much like, but that night he was Lois Lane, if you get what I'm saying.
Pro dumper on Lois.
Well, I noticed that when we did the walk. I was like, oh my God.
You go ahead.
You go ahead.
Questions.
Yeah, exactly. Just go ahead in front of me.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Exactly. And so we're having a really good time. He and Eric and I are showing the property. Don't think about it that night. But because he was so cute, I said, I'll see you later at Cheesemay. And of course, I saw the light bulb go off over his head. So then I saw him that night at Cheesemay.
As in, like, what, he just figured out you were a homosexual? Or
No, he was gay. But at Cheesemay's, basically, I'll see you naked.
Yeah.
So then...
I never thought about that. It totally is like, it's like the Queen's English.
If you say to someone, I'll see you later at Cheesemay, that basically means like,
I'd like to see you with your
clothes off. Oh, right. So that night, I'm at Cheesemay. I'm having a really good time. For some reason, it happens once in a while. I'm the belle of the ball. So everyone's like chatting with me. They're coming over. I don't know what it is. Once in a while, exactly.
Yeah. They only mention you in the articles.
They exactly. So he comes up to me, but I don't know what Clark Kent's name was when he wasn't. Oh, he was Superman. Yeah. So he went
he
from
was
Clark
in the
Kent.
glasses. Oh, yeah, you knew
He
him
was
as Clark
out.
Kent.
He was out, and he was Superman. And by that I mean he flew like over to me, like a speeding bullet.
Hey, I'm here.
And we chatted for a little bit, and I didn't recognize him. And the next thing you know, we were not fooling around, but like whatever, little slap and tickle. Like
Did you take him into the bright room?
No, I did not go into that room because that room is too bright. Vincent does not understand a back room, and I love Vincent. Vincent, I know you're going to listen to this.
Nor does he take suggestions.
And he doesn't want it. He wants it bright.
Yeah. He wants to see what's going on. With
we go back there. We go back there for a moment, but it was just too bright. So I said, I'm actually going back. No, I don't do that anymore. So
the talent.
So we go
it's
back.
It's in your rider, girl. It's like a candy dish of blow.
No, come on, a candy dish, please. Not down there.
No.
These two guys that were there, Topher and Bray. I can't remember the other guy's name right now.
Is Topher hot? Topher's a hot name to me.
Topher was. Okay, I knew them years ago because Chris Harder and I used to hang out with them as friends when I dated Chris before he
got harder.
Before he got weird, yeah. And we met them, we knew them, and they're so sweet, those guys, and super cute. They're bears now, which is kind of interesting. They were like twinks.
A lot of twinks had that happen over COVID.
But they also were self-identified bears. Like they basically were like,
we like to eat.
Do a bear? What are you going to do a bear? Can I have some of your honey?
Piglet.
Pooh. No, thank you.
Bother.
No, they're really sweet guys, really cute. We had a good time. So anyway, I took this kid home and I thought to myself, okay, an hour.
Superman.
Okay. I thought an hour. Then all of a sudden we're walking back to my place and he goes, I really like your spot there, Casa Oasis.
Property.
No, and I was like thinking to myself, wait a minute, how do you know about this? And all of a sudden it hits that you're the guy. So I'm thinking,
it took
now
you that fucking long.
You look very different. You look very different.
Mary,
do you know how
get the glasses?
Do you know how like I look at you and I think like, oh, decent looking guy smiling, and then when you're naked, I see it's like looking at a butcher shop window, like it's just old meat hanging, trying to sail, flies around. Yeah, it's like so it's like that,
like twinkling. What is it? The fluorescent lights that go in and out.
Exactly. Some old ham in the corner, just like you're an old ham.
The first stop on the way to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'll take a gray sausage.
Anyway, anyway, we had a really good time. But then I get to the airport and I'm thinking, you know how there are people that are afraid.
That was so yada, yada, yada. You gave us none of the good details.
It was hot.
So we're walking back to my place, and then I'm on my way to the airport.
I know, exactly. It was hot.
Okay.
Let's just leave it at that. It was hot.
Pro dumper?
She was born to serve.
Oh, work. I love that.
Yeah, she was born to serve. Yeah, no, totally. He was very much like that. It was very hot. It was very sexy. At some point, it was like my alarm went off. I had, smartly enough, beforehand said alarm go off an hour before my alarm needs to go off.
So like 2?
4. Because my flight was at 8:30. I had to be at El Camista where the cab was picking me up at 5. So I said, if it goes at 4, I can shower and, clean up the apartment.
The good thing about Cheesemay is like you can get your game on and it's like everybody out at 11:15.
I love Cheesemay.
And it feels like 2 a.m.
Cheesemay is the perfect. It's like a retirement community's dream bar because it's 7 to 11. So it's like you can still go to that meal at 5:30 when the restaurant opens.
No. You get your game on if you're feeling too horny in the afternoon at Playa del Mar. The sun sets by 5:30.
Exactly.
Because it's wintertime when it's warm down there.
Right.
And nice. You're at a dinner by what? 6:15?
Yeah,
You're at a dinner at 7:15. Pants dropped by 7:30.
Totally.
Bored and drunk by 10:30, 11. On your way home for a shebang bang.
But the thing with Cheesemay is the hottest. It's like Fire Island. You know how like at 11 o'clock, at 10 o'clock, it's a Star Wars bar. Not like
nothing
where
but
Wookiees. You're like, what are you doing here? Like, they're just like, my God, girl, whatever. They're helping me put the chairs down. Yeah. And then, but the problem with Cheesemay is all the hot guys show up at like 10:15, 10 o'clock, 10:15, and you're like, we got an hour. But Vincent now is smart enough. He just locks the doors at 11 so you can stay.
Oh, that's great.
It's great. Cheesemay is really the best.
And it's kind of like classic Euro sex club. Like this is your time slot to get in.
I love Vincent. I love Cheesemay. If I missed 2 days at Cheesemay and I could show you on my phone, he texts me alive with a question mark. That's how it's become my cheers.
That's like love.
Yeah.
That's his form of love.
I love Vincent. Vincent, if you're listening, great. I love you. So anyway, I get to the airport the next morning and I'm thinking, you know how there are people that are afraid. They're like, oh, I hate going to the dentist or I hate hospitals. They get really nervous. I love hospitals. I love the dentist. Never had a cavity. And hospitals have always been a dream.
I love taking care of myself. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Airports.
Yeah.
So I get to the airport.
Well, you don't have United Lounge access.
I know, right? No, girl, get ready.
Sponsorship.
Nothing would have helped. Yeah, right? I get to the airport. I get up to the Delta counter. I walk up, and I'm thinking I have every fucking paper you would need to get Tabasco back into the country. And she says, you don't have your screw worm certificate.
So we're about to screw you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, screw worm. America like is now requiring you to have a screw worm certificate.
Is that like a heartworm? I'm assuming it's a parasite, but like, is it heartworm?
Yeah, something. I don't know. I mean, I looked it up, but it's like just basically a worm that screws you. And I got screwed. So what happened was, I don't want to say classic Mexican fashion, because I've not been actually screwed over in Mexico, which everyone's thinking like cab drivers. Yeah. I mean, everyone in Zipolite has been really good and honest. Yeah, there's a gringo tax. I'm sure I'm paying 20% more than if I was Mexican.
Sounds like there was one at the airport, but I mean.
Well, this is what happened.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, you can't get on this flight unless you have it. I was like, I have 3 hours to get on this plane. What do I do? And she goes, well, here's a card for a veterinarian, and he'll come to the airport. Well, she didn't say that. She's like, and he will get you a certificate. So I called the guy, and he's like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. The guy showed up, biggest thumbs I've ever seen in my life. Like, I can't really explain it. He had cartoon thumbs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My ex had cartoon thumbs. You remember Manu?
Yeah.
Manu had those, like, you know, in a cartoon, like where they get hit with a hammer and it's like turns into this light bulb.
It was like an Acme, you know, like he was carrying his bag with this.
Like what Pee Wee uses to hitch a ride.
Yes. So he saw me and went thumbs up, and saw me and did the thumbs up.
Was that your Pee Wee?
And it was yeah, I know, I'm not good Pee Wee. I can't do Pee Wee. It sounds like an Ewok.
We're back at the Star Wars bar.
He ends up showing me his thumb from across the Delta terminal. And I go, that's the vet. The guy shows up 2,000 pesos later. Sounds like a lot of money. It's
that's
$108.
exactly what you want, is your vet to show up across the terminal, know it's you, and give you a thumbs up that he's coming.
Never look at my dog and fill out the form and hand it to me.
So he didn't know what screwworm was either.
No, he literally just filled it out with it, asking me a question. I paid him $100, 2,000 pesos. I got on the flight. It was insane. And then, of course, I get here of global entry. No one asked me for the fucking form in America where they're supposedly requiring it. So anyway, I got here finally, and I was so happy to go to bed.
It sounds like you were banged 2 ways from Tuesday.
I had a great time, I'll tell you. I want to talk about Sam's wedding.
Okay.
All right. Sam.
From the archives, ladies and gentlemen.
No, Sam, our esteemed business partner. Exactly. That was his. I wish that was his wedding song. I want to talk about his wedding song.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Sam had a videographer who put together a wonderful little edit of
incredible
the entire day.
3.5-minute edit of his wedding video.
That just got to our desk. Right. So this is where this is coming from.
So I ended up renting a boat for an hour tour around the harbor of
wonderful.
It was a really wonderful. Thank you. She knows how to give gifts. It takes
Can't
money.
wait for my third marriage.
It do take nerve. It do take money. So anyway, I bought her a little tour with the whole group of them and all the wedding party. And we all got on a boat. And we did the wedding photos. You guys generously set up so that the place would be transformed into the reception. So we get on it and everyone's dancing and having photos and stuff like that. And then that song from Wilson Phillips comes on called Hold On. And everyone's dancing and singing. It's such a great song. I'm like, this is really fun. I don't think anything of it, but there's a video of all of us singing it. It's a really good song. Yeah. Sam's wedding video comes out. He sends it to me a week ago, and that's the song.
Yeah. Start to finish.
And it's all of Sam and his boyfriend. So I'm like, this is so sweet. I'm listening to it. All of a sudden, I start looking at the lyrics, which are, you could sustain. Are you comfortable with the pain? You've got no one to blame for your unhappiness. No, baby. You've got yourself into this own mess. That was you pouring a drink. Exactly.
It's actually...
And then I wrote you, did you realize that Sam's wedding song was Hold On from Wilson Phillips?
And what was my response?
It was from Bridesmaids.
No, not only was it, I said it was from Bridesmaids, and you didn't notice as it was played 4 times throughout the day.
I mean, I love Sam.
It was on the boat. It was the Bad Judy's.
But I mean, I love that song. I love them. I had a great time with it, but I thought...
And they have a wonderful marriage, so it's just funny.
I was like, come on. You should have put something a little more uplifting. You can sustain. Are you comfortable with the pain?
Maybe it's from the therapist. Maybe a therapist suggested
I don't know. I just thought it was really funny.
You should make this your song.
You should make this. It was so funny when I sent that to you and I said, did you notice their song was Hold On for their wedding? And you went, it's from Bridesmaid. I went, oh my God, I didn't even put the 2 and 2 together. I just thought they chose that as their wedding song. Are you comfortable? You've got no one to blame for your own happiness. You got yourself into this own mess. That's the message.
I just love the you can sustain.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
But are you comfortable with the pain?
Which describes marriage, at least what I know from my last two.
You know, they asked me to officiate the wedding, which is really an honor. And I've only, I've gone to a few weddings in my time because I don't really love straight people all the time because, no, I'm kidding. I only know a few straight people. But I will say this. John Waters said something that was really smart to me because now I'm getting asked to officiate other weddings. He said, so I did this show in New Orleans with John Waters, and we had a meet and greet afterward. And it was a really magical night because John was like, we got to do this fast because we're going to the corner pocket.
I love
the corner pocket where the odds are good, but the goods are odd.
And keep your wallet in your front pocket.
It's a fucking stripper hustler bar, and John loves it. He always says it's his favorite bar in the world. So he's like, let's make this fast. We got to do it. But I'm good with meet and greets, and so is John. He understands you give you your moment, have your moment with John, and then, then he releases you, and I kind of grab you and walk you away. So at the end of it, there were these two people. I mean, they looked like people that would go to, like, Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. They looked like they would go to that con that happened here a couple weeks ago before I left that were all dressed like Ewoks and shit like that.
When I got onto the train from the airport, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Losers. Yeah. So anyway, these two were at the end of the line, and they come up and they said, John, we would love it if you would officiate our wedding here. And we're in New Orleans at the Joy Theater on the stage. They were the last people. The other people that had done the meet and greet were still kind of hanging out. And John looked at me and he goes, I'm going to do this, but I have a rule. I will only marry you if I've known you my whole life, or I'm never going to see you again. He always has an answer for something.
It's just my policy.
He always has an answer for every moment. John is one of those people you can ask him any question. Like, so later that night, so that was genius. Later that night, we go to the corner pocket, and a stripper's walking around naked, whatever, not naked, but whatever. And he comes over to John, and John's
Slightly
like, gives
exposed.
him money, whatever. And the kid goes to John, rude. He goes, aren't you a little old to be here? And John turns to me and goes, old chicken makes great soup. And I was like, oh my God, I got a John Waters original. Like, now, since that moment, he put it in a book.
Yeah.
I think it's in Fruitcake or whatever the one. But it's a great moment.
He's just so goddamn witty.
Everything about that man, he's ready for any moment.
Do you think of course he's unique, but do you think he's a unique person in Baltimore, or do you think, like, Baltimoreans are that way? Like, do you think they're snappy and witty? Like how New Yorkers are away?
I know a few Baltimoreans or morons. They're called Baltimoreans.
Yeah.
I think John is just super special.
Yeah.
I think he thinks about things kind of like you and I think about things before they happen, so that's why we have like a snappy response.
Like ready to go.
Yeah. He thinks about stuff because he also is in this world. I'm sure it's not the first time someone's asked him to be married. I also think it's not the first time he's been told he's old.
Right.
So he had these
by a
lines
hooker.
at the ready. Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, that was my experience with Sam's wedding. We wish you the best, Sam. I hope you're comfortable with the pain, as they say. You can sustain. We love you, Sam.
Got yourself into your own mess.
All right.
We should take a break.
Yeah, we're going to take a break now. We're going to be back in just a few minutes with Sherry Pie. You might know her from season 12. You might not, because they cut her out, basically. But we're going to talk with her. I'm really fascinated by cancel culture. As Woody Allen says, if you're going to be canceled by a culture, this is the one to be canceled by. And I 100% agree, and I really want to talk to her about it. So we're going to be back in just a few minutes with Sherry Pie. You're listening to Trigger Warning.
And you know what? I never leave home without leaving at home? My Clona Willy.
I love Clona Willy. They've been a lifesaver. They've sponsored the underwear party now, I think probably 10 years. They always send me a box of them. I always love to give them out. Clona Willy you can literally make the exact replica of your cock.
When substitution and imitation won't do.
But seriously, contact Clona Willy. Go to clonawilly.com. Use the code Trigger Warning for, I don't know, some money off, I'm assuming.
Got 10 inches? We got 10% off. Trigger Warning at Clona Willy.
You're back here at Trigger Warning. My name is Daniel Nardiccio. I'm here with Adam Klesch. Woohoo! So, as we were saying before, if you want to get, if you're going to get canceled by a culture, this is the culture to get canceled by. Mm-hmm.
And by that, do you mean queers, fags, just the two of us?
No, I think America right now is so harsh.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to talk in a few moments with Sherry Pie. You know her from season 12 from RuPaul's Drag Race. Well, you might not know her from season 12, and we're going to talk about that because she was
depends when you started viewing.
Well, I mean, if you watch it from the beginning, I mean, they basically cut her down to like 10 minutes. But we're here, and I want to bring her up to the microphone. I'm so fascinated by you and your story, and I really wanted to have you on here because I feel like I don't want to say you've been anything. By the way, I'm going to say this right now. Anything I say, anything we say is going to offend people. So if you're really going to be offended, I don't really care. Don't
The
write
show's
me.
called fucking Trigger Warning.
Don't write me. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you're not going to come to my party on Fire Island. I don't care. Like, just don't come.
And let's be honest.
Don't write me.
You're going to come.
Yeah, I just
and we're going to ignore it when you write us.
You're going to go, or you can't afford it, and you're writing me from someplace like in Cleveland.
I hated that episode with Sherry Pie.
Yeah.
Can I get 4 comps on Friday?
It's a bitch. This is the thing. When I did that whole Juneteenth as a password on Fire Island, they came for me. It was the first year that it was a federal holiday,
and not like,
and they're like, he's doing a plantation theme. You know, he has the dancers cotton picking. It wasn't true at all. None of it. Yeah. But they were like going crazy. And this one woman writes,
we didn't even have black dancers. We gave them the holiday off.
Exactly, as it should be. So anyway, no, this woman wrote he should be canceled. Then I looked her up. She like lived in like Atlanta. She was straight. I was like, do you even know what that means? Like, canceling is just like a verb that you can't really just. So anyway.
It's like when MAGA idiots just throw around because they heard it 2 or 3 times.
So I was talking today with a dear friend of mine who was on this Sherry season, and she was like, it's a touchy subject still. And I was like, but should it be when should it not be? So anyway, we're going to bring her to the microphone now. I want to welcome her to the stage,
sure,
as we call
the
it.
pod.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Sherry Pie.
Hello.
It's amazing how the audience stops at one beat.
Wow, they're so well trained.
I know, right? Exactly.
Glad to have you here, darling.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You've had a rough couple of years.
Yeah.
We're just jumping into it, right?
Yeah, that's okay. And that's okay.
The last time I saw you, I was under your dress.
When was that?
You don't remember?
No.
Gosh, if I had $1
for every time you were under someone,
I wouldn't have to do a podcast.
What dress were you under?
It was the Glam Awards photo shoot.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes. What?
Yeah.
Where was
it?
It
was at Lips.
Lips.
Cherry did it, and like basically, it was all the winners. You had won the year before. I had won the year before.
Pizza.
Yeah, and I had to get under your dress, so I was like sitting like with my hands under my chin, like some. Like Gerber baby.
My God. And you survived.
And you were just like above me. And I was like, I don't really know this queen. I'm under her dress. And I was just like, okay. And I was just like doing the photo shoot. It was a moment. And then I kind of knew of you because obviously you are, I would say arguably one of the best drag queens out there.
Thank you.
You're really incredibly talented.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And unfortunately, what happened obfuscated. Sorry, Adam. That means to cloud over. You fucking cunt. To cloud.
No, but carry on for the audience. What does it mean?
It unfortunately it clouded people's view as to your talent, which let's face it, on Drag Race you were going to win.
I don't know.
I don't want to say that because we love, what's the girl that won?
Jada.
Yeah. We love Jada. She's been here a bunch of times. We're going to fix her.
I think I was still watching in season 12. Here, we'll do this, and then go ahead. You can adjust your mic now. That way I'm saving Josh some time in post.
In squeakiness.
In post, as they say in the
girl,
biz.
we should have had this done.
And then here, I'm going to point this more towards
Adam and Josh.
There you go.
There we go. We're going to try to fix this. Sorry, girl. I want to make sure you're. I don't want our voices to be louder than yours.
Good.
All right,
no, you're so good.
Oh, I think that's better. Yeah.
All right. Can you got it off?
Yeah, we're good. No, I'm just going to mute her for her whole interview.
That would be how one of these would normally
That's
go
how
for me.
culture does it this day. They just slap a big old mute on you.
Yeah, exactly.
You can scream into the void.
No, it was an interesting time, and I remember, I know Fenton and Randy a little bit, and obviously I've met Rue a few times and stuff, and she's been really lovely to me. But I remember thinking like, I'm not going to say that who's going to win, by the challenges, but I'm not going to say that you don't always know who's being groomed to win. Like Bianca's season was pretty clear that they were favoring Bianca based on the challenges, right? I mean, Bianca is an incredible queen.
Yes.
And we're actually going to be interviewing her soon. But she's not a lip sync.
I mean, she'll cancel again, but eventually we'll
Yeah,
have her.
exactly. Cancel culture.
Cancel
she's
culture.
like
She cancels on our appointments.
She's a Mount Rushmore of drag.
Yeah,
you know?
she really
Oh my
is.
God.
And we love
Sorry.
Bianca, and she is an incredible talent. But like, it was obvious for a lot of people that are in the know that watch the show that you were basically, the challenges were tailored. I don't want to say this because I don't want to upset people, but you were definitely, you were going to win probably based on the challenges.
I think that obviously every episode and every season of Drag Race, there is like a formula. I don't think it's the same formula every time. I think there's like, plan A, show B, show, C, show D. And I think, that's how it goes. When you're there, you don't feel like that.
Right.
Like when you're there, it is like the scariest thing.
It's anybody's game when you're there.
Oh my God. It is so scary. And I'm sure people are going to be like, she's making this up, blah, blah, blah. No, girl. Every fucking day I walked in to do confessional, I was like, I'm going home. Everything's falling apart. Everything's, exploding. And, oh no, I unplugged myself.
Oh, your headphones?
Can I hear?
Can I hear?
Oh, there. Now I'm there.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Adam bought this whole system at Ronco. Remember Ronco?
Rickety old podcast.
Here we are from Radio Shack.
Ronco is actually an earlier reference in Radio Shack. Really? Actually, that's how it shows my age compared to yours.
I got it at the Circuit
You're
City.
aging yourself.
I got it at the Circuit City blowout.
Absolutely, I 100% agree. Willem, who's probably the most bitter person that's ever been on the face of the planet or that show, does not seem to understand that it is a TV show, and the reason it's successful is because it is produced.
Oh, 100%.
He's so bitter that
Willem's
I can't even listen to that fucking podcast with him anymore. And I like Willem, but he'd worked with him a couple times. He doesn't understand it's a TV show, which is helping people to be not a competition show, which is helping drag queens. It's a TV show, which is helping them to get exposure.
You know what I noticed about Willem, and I'll say this because I noticed it about Stardom, because we get to work with some like really incredible people that are literally on their way up, and most of the time some people that are on their way down, and that's how we get them for the prices we do. But
Taylor Dane.
Taylor Dane, yeah. I got to work with Willem both here in New York City, and before New York City got to work with Willem in West Hollywood. And stars understand how much they have to put in and what they're doing in their career and actually who they are and where they sit in the public's eye all over the globe. Willem wasn't able, I don't think, to extract themselves from West Hollywood, where you walk out your front door and it's 30,000 fags in one city and they saw you on television. So they're like, oh my God, Willem from Drag Race, blah, blah, blah. So you don't really have to try. You just kind of have to be.
Right, and she doesn't try.
Exactly. And then she came to New York City and there was no effort. And people were like,
yeah, no, she did something here, and it was
we had her co-host one of our most famous shows, and it was literally.
Yeah, no, she was the mess. She was a mess. I mean, I like him as a person, but I don't like him
As a person, wonderful. As a performer, I was like, get over it, Mary.
Yeah, no, totally. But you,
I personally love Willem. I don't support anything these people are saying. No.
Are you feeling triggered?
Trigger warning. No. I understand, why I suppose she is bitter at the show. I can understand why people are bitter at the show.
you probably.
What's so funny about that? I get asked that a lot. I'm not super bitter at the show. That show was so scary, and it was a lot of trauma.
But it was like
Jamie Lee.
But it was like two things in life colliding.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. It's like kind of like I received a diagnosis through that show, even though like what happened was terrible, and I understand that. I understand that like I caused harm to people that I love, and that is not good, and there is no real excuse for that.
Right. But by the way, we all fuck up.
Totally. And that's
the thing that people forget is they get on their high horse. I have had people hit me up on Grindr with like the most insane, ridiculous things, and I go, "This is kind of, like litigious. I could get litigious." Do you know what I mean? Like, there's like everyone's sort of like, "I'm sorry, but you don't deserve to never work again." And that's where we're going with all this.
I've been catfished on Grindr, right? Like, once again, a West Hollywood story. Like, I was like, oh, this guy is super hot. Not out of my league, but I was like super hot. And he was like, oh, let's meet now. And I was like, good, I got to rent a car. You want to come to my hotel?
It was Joey Nevada, the little midget.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't say that. See, that's the problem.
Little person.
No, porg. You can't say little person anymore. It's porg. Person of restricted growth. Get into it, Mary.
Person
it's
porg is real.
So I got bitched slapped because Joey was mean to me on Facebook, and I wrote, "Shouldn't you be up in a tree making cookies?"
That's horrible. Where's my fudge?
Wrote some little person organization, and they wrote me an email saying, as a person. By the way, this whole podcast is about, I'm fucking done with all these people.
Totally.
You get where we're going with this? I'm done with them. You can't boycott anything I do because I don't own anything anymore. I'm down in Mexico. What are you going to do? Come down there? Go for it. Fuck you. I don't care anymore. The thing is, I want to light the path of my future with the bridges that I burn. You people have, like, literally everything I've done in the last 5 years has been under some weird microscope of, like, he's the Juneteenth thing, as I mentioned, or there's a lot of stuff I could mention with Club Coming, but I can't because it's in the book, where I've gotten fucked because of people being so, and on the left, and I'm as left as I can be, being super judgmental. So I'm kind of in that vein right now.
I mean, the right, like, just waits for us to tear each other apart.
Right.
That's it's like a huge... way for them to move forward.
Right, exactly.
And like, at what fucking point is like you getting your feelings hurt your problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, sure.
The right was right when they said "fuck your feelings."
Yeah,
they really were.
Like,
I'm sorry, your feelings.
You shouldn't be restricted from fair employment and housing rights and stuff like this. There are general guidelines in place, but then there are things where it's like, oh, he called me a Keebler elf.
Well, they wrote me and told me, and they said, they basically wrote me an email and were like, that's like fucked up. People know who you are. You shouldn't be saying that. And I said, but he waits for the plane coming in the Pines to tell PJ that the plane is coming. And they got upset about that. I know, but I thank you. I didn't realize you were so good at that.
Kaboom. So anyway,
my point is,
hold on.
Go ahead.
I had this Grindr moment, and this kid sent me to a place, and I hit the ring light, ring, ring, ring. This old woman comes to the door.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just a random. And I was.
Oh, I thought you meant one of those big lights that you use.
Sorry,
the
ring camera. I did say the ring camera.
Doorbell. I thought because I know you need one of those ring lights now at your age.
And I'm standing there, just wearing normal clothes. It wasn't like I went harness
a dance belt and a tube of chapstick.
And she was like, "Hello," and I was like, "Hi, is Jason here?" I'll just throw a random name. I don't even remember. And she was like, "Oh no, this is the third time this has happened today."
Oh, really?
And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
It was Big Dipper.
And then I got back
because you know the whole story. Big Dipper, he'd look out of his window. If a guy was a troll, he would turn them away. So that was Big Dipper that turned you away.
That is hilarious.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. So I get back into my car and I open up my Grindr and I was just like, hey, obviously this is a catfish situation, blah, blah, blah. And I just kind of wrote this really, I don't know, stern but kind message. And I was like, I feel bad that you feel you have to do this. Like, I'm a person of means.
Good for you.
I didn't have to spend money on an Uber and back, and I wasn't horny and looking for this, and my day's not ruined. I'm going to drive back to my hotel and either meet my friends or find another hookup. And I hope you find happiness somewhere other than doing this to people. And that poor woman in that house, this really fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Right, I totally.
Read, 15 minutes later, then blocked. Because, I was sitting there just like, what's going to happen? And then he deleted it. And I was just like, but I meant it when I said it. I was like, hey, listen, no skin off my back. This is really fucking shitty. And I just hope you figure out what's ever going on and why you're doing this.
I'm sorry I did that. The thing is, I saw you outside of my window. I was in LA that week and I saw you outside my window and I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not into
You just wanted me out of the hotel
beach
room.
blonde, bad body built. What was it for Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Beach body bottle blonde bill. I don't care. Can't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, back to you, Joey. So,
We were talking about.
no, we're talking basically about like my whole thing with you is that I think.
Oh, cancel culture in general.
Yeah, what you're talking about. I think you're a spectacular queen.
Oh, thank you.
And I think you've paid your dues.
I hope you get back to performing. I mean,
So what's the story with that?
With performing.
Yeah, are you doing stuff?
Yeah, so I am finally like feeling a little bit like myself again in a good way.
Right.
You know, it's been a lot of sorting through a lot of things, figuring out what is trauma that is like childhood trauma that needs to be dealt with, and growing up as a queer person.
Yes.
I'm from upstate New York, you know, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, upstate New York, it can't be that bad. I'm from like upstate New York where it's like all cows.
No, an
this-
hour
this
from
mother-
here, and there are cars on blocks.
this motherfucker put me on a Greyhound bus from Montreal, Canada, straight through New York down to here. I know all of it. And we're from Cleveland. So if you go west for upstate New York or you go north for upstate New York, I know the shitholes you're talking
It's
about.
only hot about 8 minutes from here.
Yeah, like I literally have like
get 185th
neighbors with,
Street and
like,
it's over.
Don't tread on me things.
Right,
You know,
yeah,
I was
totally.
called
Oh,
a
those Blue
faggot
Lives Matter
all the
flags.
time. Yeah, it was. You know, it's hard. And so you develop coping skills and things like that as a queer person when you're young, and then that translates to coming to the city and, you know, in my 20s and kind of falling into what I fell into. I was performing as, you know, a boy performer, like going out auditioning for like 42nd Street and things like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, then I started performing in drag, and I was performing in drag in college, but I just really loved it. And that translated into that. And so now, anyways, skip my life story. That's also in the book.
We're going to produce your comeback tour. It's going to be Sherry Pie Humble Pie Tour.
Sweet revenge. Just desserts.
Just desserts. I like that.
Just
That's
desserts.
I'm working on a one-woman show called Sherry Pie's Just Desserts right now. And yeah, I'm just, you know, kind of trying to get myself out there. It's very hard.
Yeah.
People don't want to hire me because they're afraid of the fallout of, you know, the people either showing up or whatever that means.
Or people just reacting like Jeff, who's a good friend of mine, the photographer Jeff. He's a great guy,
Yeah,
Jeff.
I love him.
He took a photo with you at the Master Beat thing, and he posted it on his blog, which he posts everything, like everything he does. He also did it with Aaron Schock. He was at a club, and Aaron Schock with that Porg, Joey Nevada, whatever.
Restricted growth?
Yeah.
Jesus fuck
No,
me.
actually, he's a person of restricted intellect.
Porgy and Bess.
Porgy and Bess, exactly. No, he is an idiot. But anyway, Joey's the worst. Joey Novato. And so Jeff took photos of Joey with Aaron Schock and put them up on his thing because he basically just documents nightlife.
Yeah.
And people came for him, and it was the same with Masturbate. Like, how could you? That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point people have to go,
But
we're
also,
not
like-
the jury and judge of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are an incredibly talented queen.
Thank you.
And sure, it could translate into another field. You could probably look and say, look, I'll be a costume designer, or I'll be whatever.
I've actually tried to, you know, span out there and get some other gigs. What's funny is even as a boy, I'm blacklisted because my name has been like used so much. I've like went and been like at a UPS store and hey, can I get it? And the manager is like a queer person, and instantly like the notification, you know, and I just like the interviews just slowly like spirals into like, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna leave now, you know. What I
And the
mean?
shame, shame people want to import on you.
Which is so funny because, and I understand that there's like an idea that I'm like part of having. I don't know if it's like part of having BPD that people think this, or
BPD.
that's my diagnosis, borderline personality disorder.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. And I
You got any terms that you use instead of that, Daniel?
Sorry, I didn't know that.
I'm
one.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Cuckoo.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's because of that. I also know there's a lot of the story when it was coming out, and of course I didn't really read, a ton of the stuff when it was coming out. I tried to stay as away from it as I could. Obviously, I knew what was being said relatively, and you can't help but look, which is never good, but you can't help it. I think people think that I don't have feelings, or I don't know what it is, but
you didn't hurt. How do I say this? Because this is going to be, you didn't it's not like a situation where and Kevin Spacey was acquitted and Woody Allen was acquitted and people are still canceling them. I'm sorry, but we're in a world now where you could literally, judge and jury could say you're innocent and people don't care. You did something that was fucked up. We've all done something that was fucked up. Yeah. I've done shit. I'm sure it will come out.
100%. Listen,
that's been fucked up.
People make mistakes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Mistakes, but what's important is to get back up and continuously address those mistakes and then get back up and move on. You know, I think accountability is something, that actor from The New Frankenstein was saying that shame is something that's missing in art, which I love. But I also think accountability, actual accountability. I'm over here, from the beginning, I feel like I have been very, it's me. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
I'm stepping into the spotlight, almost being throw me in the, paddy wagon, whatever, because I understand that these were people that I cared about. Most of the people that this happened to were people that I really care about. I still hold their shame. There are people that that this happened to who I think about every single day, not in a weird way, every single day, who I miss, that I cannot text them and say, hey, I am feeling very lost right now, or hey, I feel like I'm on a sea and I just need your voice, right? And I don't have that anymore, and I've had to learn other ways. And learning a lot about who I am and the way my brain works and everything has really changed a lot of my life for the better. I say that if I did win Drag Race, let's say, or even if I was, I was in the top 3, so whatever, if nothing came of that, I don't think I would be here today because of my suicidal idolations and I just don't think so.
Yeah.
On Drag Race, I had to call my therapist. I was spiraling out.
Yeah.
They let me.
I've heard this, yeah.
Yeah, they've let me have time with my therapist because it was just it was so scary. And then there were so many other feelings coming up, you know what I mean? And then there's the feeling of the people that you're, doing this to, they're home now. So now it's not happening. And then you're the back of your mind is you know what I mean? You're just running through so many things and it's just a lot. And so now, 5 years later, here we are. We're completely sane, and everything is so good.
I hope not completely sane. That sounds unfun.
Oh, we're unhinged.
It's a question I ask people often, though, is when I've talked about you. This was a few years ago. I think people have calmed down. I hope. Just calm the fuck down if you're listening.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but you don't get to decide whether someone can earn a living. You can't decide whether you think a person should never work again. You can decide, your dollar is whether or not I'll go to that party. Don't go to my parties if you have a problem with what I do. I really don't care. And I just think that.
And where's the fucking love? I'm sorry. Sorry to sound
We're
like a
damaged people. I'm sorry.
Sound like a hippie. Where's the fucking love? Daniel and I have both been in the program, as they call it, and all that other stuff. And I have made mistakes. I have made grave mistakes in my life.
Oh my God, so many. I mean, insurmountable.
Hanging onto your coattails is rubbing my knees raw. So many mistakes. But it's just I am only where I am today, and that is mildly successful, but happily alive.
Mildly. Am I literally
just almost have that savings account?
That little spark.
But it's I'm only alive because people showed me love. and understanding and acceptance. And it's not that they were able to do that by pointing their cancel or hate focus elsewhere. They just decided that, and I don't know if it comes with age, I don't know if it comes with learnedness, I don't know what it comes with, but it comes with every single human being, and it is our choice to show that. It's very easy to love someone.
We also are, we'll take a break in a minute, but like we're also a very damaged group of people, and people in our community don't understand that. Like,
I spent the majority of our life being someone else.
I was raised in the 70s, basically, which was a very, gays were hated. And I'm amazed that I don't have such a hate. Like, there's so many gays that are around my age or a little bit older that the self-hatred, no, Josh, our producer, looked around. Not you, Josh. A little bit older, it's boys in the band, like attacking and hating each other.
We're also missing a whole generation.
Exactly. We're just trying to fucking figure it out when we've been taught how bad we are. And I'm sorry, but Sherry, you're not seemingly looking from and being under your dress. You're not a horrible. And I understand, like, we all done fucked up things.
You're fucking not Donald Trump.
Yeah.
No,
so I mean, I'm
girl.
sorry, but this kind of craziness and people being a little like over the top about it, including our business partner Sam, who's unfortunately made "Hold On" his wedding song from Wilson Phillips. It's a really bad idea, Sam. I'm sorry we changed that, but anyway, I love you. So anyway, this is why, as a community, I wanted to talk to you. Is I feel like we just are in such a we have been for a while now, in attack mode, that we should probably look at like forgiveness. Like, you didn't do something that is irreparable. You didn't do something that was like so irreparable. Yes, sure. Ben Shamkus, whatever his name is, that guy is like now literally has made his whole life
doing that. I know.
His whole life.
Are we allowed to go into it? I mean,
no, his whole life thing. Well, you don't know about it because you don't watch Drag Race.
No,
I
know about all of it, but I'm thinking about sorry to cut you off, Dan. I'm thinking about the people that listen to the podcast that are then going to go and like Wikipedia shit. And let's be honest, what you find on Google is a third at best, most likely a fifth of the story.
I know, but I honestly didn't want to relitigate stuff that has already been kind of out there a lot, and we can definitely talk about it, whatever, at some point. But like, what I'm more interested in is how you go forward. And as a community, I think that Sherry is part of our community.
100%.
And I'm part of the community, and you're part of the community, and we've done stuff that is, you and I personally, Adam and I, have done stuff that I'm sure people would consider questionable.
Absolutely.
You literally are doing stuff right now I consider questionable. I've seen you literally practically. But how do we get to a point where we need to coalesce as a community? Also, we need to forgive people. I asked someone this, it was a year ago, with Sherry. I said, do you expect her to just roll up and die? Yeah. When is it enough?
Yeah, correct.
Where you hurt, I don't want to say hurt someone because someone's going to come back and say, well, whatever. The point is, when is it enough? And that's the question.
When is I'm sorry enough?
And I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Clearly you've not, but like.
I know, I'm struggling.
But the point is, like, you want to go, I'm assuming you want to go forward and drag.
Of course. I'm still, I still do, when people ask me to do events and things, upstate and other places, I still do them, and I still practice my art.
And I think that's the thing. We were talking about it off air. You have a truth within you where you look at drag the way Daniel and I do, which is why I stopped watching Drag Race many seasons ago. You're an artist about it. You're a true artist. And I think it's so unfair that you made a mistake. And you, as you said in the beginning of the episode, you got a diagnosis from this all blowing up, and you're able to heal as a person. But that shouldn't stop the trueness and the beauty of the art you take as drag,
Yeah.
No, you actually. I'd rather you.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand the like mutually exclusive, like drag is only for X amount of these people, and we, this person isn't allowed to do drag. And people are always like, she can get a normal job. But what's so funny to me when they say that is like, wow, bitch, like, drag is a normal job.
Right.
And, like,
exactly.
I'm sorry, like, I know that I'm probably never going to be welcome on one of those tours or anything like that. And like, frankly, I don't know if that is something that I would want to do.
Right.
Because that's a very different style of performing.
It doesn't pay that well anyway. Murray and Peter fuck you like Kristen Chenoweth at I don't know. I can't figure it out. But anyway, we'll put something in it. We'll do it later. It'll be what?
Is she still canceled?
She's so canceled.
Is she?
She can't sell a ticket. She's out there in Times Square right now, like trying to sell tickets on her own right now.
Oh my God, we
while
should
we're
go
recording
see
this.
her.
Oh, I bet we could get her at the Ice Palace then.
Oh, I know. I'm not even worried. I'm not even sure we'd sell tickets to that. She's so canceled. But I got to be honest, that's really offensive to me. The Charlie Kirk thing. What you did, and this is the whole thing that happened with you is there was the quote unquote victims need to accept some culpability. I'm sorry, they didn't. Okay, they were manipulated, but they also didn't really accept culpability.
Sure, but what's the line between manipulation and being gullible?
I know this is going to get us in trouble, but like Kristen Chenoweth, what she did was basically take someone who's a really fucking homophobic hater, basically a Nazi, and said, well, he had some good beliefs, and she unfortunately got canceled. And gays are really hardcore, which brings me back to you.
Also, I sit here I have always, from the beginning when I went on the Tamron Hall show and everything like that, I have said, I stand here with my door open, my windows are open, the chimney's open, honey. Whatever, however you want to enter my house.
Now, let me ask you this. Is it fair?
Wait, hold on. Let me finish. Go ahead.
If you want to, I have apologized to, some of these people, and I have tried to apologize to all of them, but, it's not my job to force. I think it's more triggering, if you ask me, if I'm like, I'm trying to apologize to you, trying to force my way. All I can say is, I'm sorry, I'm here, and if you want to have a conversation, not be screamed at, an actual conversation, then I'm always here, girl, because at the end of the day, like I said,
do you call him girl? Because that's really hot.
And it's such a mind fuck after.
Sorry about that.
No.
Girl.
Girl, tell me it, sis.
But that's very what is it? Step 6? I don't even remember now. I'm in a bottle of wine. But it's like when you make your amends.
You really need to call your sponsor.
It's John.
Help me.
I'm in a place I'm not comfortable.
I'm across from a bus station.
my scream.
Their trade left me at the bus stop.
My screaming and cry for help.
Sherry pie is here. I don't know what's going on.
It's just iced tea. It's just the sound of iced tea being stirred. I totally lost where I was. Oh no! When you make amends, fuck you. When you make amends, you basically, I had to reach out to people. Daniel had to reach out to people. You had to say you're sorry, and you basically lay it on the table. Like,
never called me, and you owe me so much.
We were drunk together, so I thought that was a free pass.
All right.
But you basically, you say I'm sorry, and you say, if you want to talk about it, I'm here.
You can't lay it on them, but I need to talk to you. Exactly.
And I have a whole bunch of them that never got back to me, and I know why.
And that's okay. Yeah, that's the thing is, I'm not here to, I don't want to force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. I'm so happy to have made amends with some of the people that this happened to.
That's wonderful.
We've been able to move forward in a great way, and some of them not so much. And, each person is different. And I think that's another thing about the story that was very convoluted, is that everybody was the same. And it's no, these are all very different people and at very different times of my life. And that it was my coping mechanism at that time. And was it appropriate? Absolutely not.
Right.
And I'm so sorry that I hurt people that I love. And I'm sorry that I betrayed my community in that way. Right. But all I can say is I'm sorry, I'm here, and I love this community because I found myself here. And
that was 5 years ago, right?
And
it was 7 years ago.
5 years ago is when the show came out and everything like that.
Right. So it was probably 7 years when.
Let's just say 5.
No, but I mean, when all of this started happening.
Oh, I mean, it has happened throughout my whole life.
So I mean, when. I feel like the statutes of limitations are over for Sherry to be excommunicated from our gay community. I'm sorry, but I feel like we're at that point now where we need to go. you're not the enemy.
So let's look at it.
You're a good person.
Or
you're a
I'm a flawed person. I'm a flawed person.
Aren't we all?
Listen, I said it on Drag Race. They probably cut it out. But even broken crayons color. And
that's great.
I think that, like, it is outrageous that, like, this community treats people in this community the way that we do. And I understand why people were mad at me. And listen, baby, as a drag queen, I think, like, part of our job, or part of Sherry's job, I'll remove myself from her, part of Sherry's job is to be an emotional, not all the time, but is to be an emotional punching bag for our community when that is my job, right? And so I put her up for that. And I even today, I say, I put her up on the pyre, and if you want to come light the witch on fire, light her on fire, baby. She will rise like fucking phoenix every time, because I am here to serve my community, and I have always been a social, I don't want to say social justice warrior, but it has just, this community and activism and that life has been part of my life. For anybody who has known me for a very long time knows that, when everything had happened, obviously Black Lives Matter was going on at the same time.
Totally. And it was a crazy time.
And I really wanted to be involved. And what was crazy is I went to Breonna Taylor memorial, and somebody took a picture of me and posted it on Twitter.
I remember this.
And people, the first comments were like, I was just dressed how I normally dress, right?
It was very Issey Miyake.
This is how I always dress. And that's so funny. And people were like, oh my God, wearing her confessional outfit out and about, how desperate.
It was really shitty.
And it's like, how desperate? Baby, these are my clothes.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and people saying, oh, we should use her as a human shield, and all this stuff. And like, that kind of stuff, I did read those comments. I shouldn't have, but I did. And at that time, it really affected me. Right. And it made me take so many steps back away from the community, to the point where I actually felt so like, this is so funny, I felt so Ursula. Like, I felt so like thrown out of the kingdom, angry sea witch, just like brooding in my castle, pissed, ready to pour unfortunate souls on cue. You know what I mean? Like, every person that comes in is like, beep. Like, I just was feeling that, and I turned into something that I did not like.
100%. I get that totally.
And
I've been through that.
Yeah, and I think we all have. I think we all become, monsters at one point of our lives, or many times in our stories, but whatever. I think that I just have grown through that, and now I'm kind of like, wow, fuck, I miss this. I miss like being able to like go to a queer space in the Guiche and feel safe
and not be attacked. Or not be about something that happened 7 years ago.
Yeah, and listen, again, I'll always talk about it. Like, if somebody came up to me, even I did a gig at like Charlie's Piano Bar. Is that a place in New York City? Uncle Charlie's. Thank you. Uncle Charlie's, and people like came up to me and were asking me all these questions, and it's like, please, like, I will answer anything that you want, well, within reason.
Right, of course.
Like, treat me like a person,
Right. But there's also the sense of like, when you keep talking about, Sherry Pie being the punching bag, you keep talking about come up to me, ask me these questions, the windows open, the doors open, the chimneys open. And for me, it's, when does recovery get to begin? When does your life get to begin? Yeah. When is, I'm
people
sorry,
who have been in AA and like have dealt with all of that, you get to a point where you've done shitty things. Yeah. And I trust me, it will come out. I mean, not anything that I'm really that embarrassed about, because I'm all ready for it. I'm ready for them, because it could, like, now they nitpick at the smallest things. They'll find like, oh, he said this or whatever. I'm ready for them. Yeah. Which is why I've kind of made my life kind of in proof, like, what do they say, like indemnity proof? No, like proof of, I know people are going to come for me eventually, because I've dealt.
Girl, what are you saying?
It's called proof of concept.
I'm sorry.
With you.
I had a business with Alan Cumming, and I learned what it's like. The better the people, the more that people know you, the more that people are going to find something.
Absolutely.
Like, we were sued at Club Cumming for literally things that they would come after Alan because they knew that he had a lot to lose.
Right.
And so
like
they
McDonald's with the hot coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah, like we're gonna sue McDonald's for this hot coffee that I just ordered, and it's like.
And they sued us for something that Alan supposedly did. And I was with him the whole night, and it never happened for a lot of money.
Right.
And I was eventually was like, I have to go. The point is, they're going to do that for me eventually. They're going to do it. The more that you're out there and you were on a big show, if you hadn't been on the big show, it probably wouldn't have come up. Because frankly, I know other drag queens that I'm not going to say their name.
Right.
But I really want to right now, but I won't. Who have done things that are a lot worse.
Yeah.
We know
a lot of people.
And people are making a lot of jokes about them at roasts here at Red Eye, and they don't mention them because they haven't she was never on the show. So the point is, the reason I wanted to have you on here is not to relitigate the past. It's not to talk about the past because the past is boring. It was more to have this conversation with you. I think that you're an exceptional queen.
Thank you.
I think you deserve to be forgiven, whatever the word is, expiation, move on and with your life.
I remember you did a podcast like right when I started like coming kind of back onto Instagram and stuff like that. I don't remember who it was with. But
wasn't me, so it failed.
No, it failed miserably.
Sounds about right.
And you had said such nice things about me, but then you said that I could never work with that person because of the people that I work with.
Well, that was an issue I have,
and
I'm hoping that person listens.
Well, that was a time for me when I really it honestly was the information I needed at the time, and I just wanted to. I
understand. It's Sam. I'm sorry, I don't care. Sam has said, we can't work with her. But this is also a couple of years ago. Sam said that, and I love Sam. But I said, Sam, when do you? He had that sort of stance of, well, she should do something else. I said, but some people are born to do. Sweetie was born to be a drag queen.
Correct. Yeah.
It was just very eye-opening because it was it took a little bit of the pressure off of for me, off of it's you because I already do that anyways, right? So that's already
ourselves
happening.
up.
Yeah, that's already happening. So it's and I realized that some of this is just I had a moment where somebody had tried to hire me at the Ritz recently, and apparently after speaking to the cast of girls who were working there, they didn't feel comfortable with me working there at all.
And you know what that actually means? They don't feel comfortable possibly losing the next booking by being associated with you. And that's what's fucking shitty. Right, rather than standing up and saying, this person has paid their fucking dues.
They know that they're not going to.
They got a diagnosis. They have recovered. They don't want to engage in the conversation because I don't think they find themselves intelligent enough.
I just don't, I'm not trying to come for, I am not coming for anybody's gig. And, I understand that I'm, a dark cloud or whatever. To some people, I don't feel that necessarily, but I do understand why I guess some people feel that way. And listen, like you said, if you don't want to come to the show, don't buy a ticket. You know what I mean? It's very
or ask
easy.
for guest list like they do anyways.
Right.
I'll go to it, but I won't pay for it.
But people just don't. I don't know where I was going with this now.
There's no grace.
I'm off in the.
I'm
on the field. Somebody help me.
There's no forgiveness. There's no grace. That's my whole thing right now. That's what I want to ask the question of our audience. And the question I have for you is, when is enough? Do you expect if someone that you think did something horrific or in Adam's case abysmal or sad, or in my case tawdry? When is enough? Do you want us to kill ourselves?
Yeah.
Do you want us to
yes.
Stop working in our milieu? Sorry, Adam, that's a word that
for the audience. I understand
you do. The question. I love saying the word milieu.
My God.
The question is, I ask you, is like, when is it enough? That's the question I've asked people that I've mentioned Cherry to, and they go, she shouldn't do this. I was like, some people are born to do it, some people aren't. Lady Bunny is born to be a drag queen. I think Flotilla is born to be a drag queen, a bad one, but a drag queen. Right. Sherry Vine, born to be a drag queen. I'm sorry that there's certain people, and there are other people that are just like, they see it as and I don't begrudge them because frankly, that's a fast track, and I would do it myself. But the question is, and then why I know I'd be such a handsome the cheekbones that are down here,
honey.
that are down
cheekbones to your Adam's apple.
Thank you, Dr. Zismore. He helped me with these cheekbones. My point is, what the question I ask is like, when is it enough? Like, when do you get to decide? I personally think that Sherry has paid her dues, paid her penance, whatever that is to anyone. Let's move on. Let's envelope the community. We need to start coming together because they're after us. And we are not, I'm sorry, I have no beef against you. Personally, I think you're great. I think that we're going to hire you at some point here, and whenever we hire drag queens.
And I think there's grace, and I think there's grace in what you said, that you found people that were victims, and you've gone through the whole process of it. You said the I'm sorry's, you got your diagnosis, you've put your life back together, you're getting back to it, and they've understood your apology, and you've been back in contact with them.
Well, some haven't.
And
they're bitter Bettys, and you got to move on.
And you know what? You can't drink the poison and expect someone else to die. So if you can't give forgiveness, holding on to hate is one of the most dangerous, deadly things in your life.
But it becomes someone's identity. Yeah. Like, is sometimes a victim becomes your
because identity. They're uninteresting people.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but you know what? We'll put that as your quote because I don't want to get canceled.
Yeah. Adam Flesh said, if you are hanging on to your victimhood, honey.
Listen, Sherry, I'm really impressed with this. You did a great job. I really appreciate you doing this.
Thank you.
I honestly thought 5 minutes before that you were going to cancel. I thought she's going to cancel.
Really?
Well, we don't know each other other than I've been under your dress, which I could say about very few drag queens.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't smelly under
there. A whole lot of boys.
Anyway, seriously,
Yeasty.
I wish you the best. I wish you the best in whatever recovery you figure in your life, whatever you do in your life career-wise. Like, I don't think you deserve any more than you've gotten. Season 12 was a fuck over for you. You got fucked by the crown, I would say, and or
fucked
from the
by the crown.
Fucked by the crown.
Sherry Pie's new exclusive.
And so I think that was enough. Like, so let's just move on. Absolutely. And thank you for doing this. Really, seriously.
No, thank you for having me on.
Did you have an all right time?
I had a really great time. Like I said, I just get nervous about doing things like this.
By the way, we're not going to get you afterward. We're going to talk a little bit later about we're going to.
And please stay for it. Please stay for it.
We're just going to talk about the intro of the interview. But
I don't think Joey has to do a trigger warning. I think
we
life's been a trigger.
do at the end of it. We do a trigger. What triggers you? But I didn't even ask you to prepare a trigger because I felt like it was so. Thankful you did this.
Wait, I do have a trigger. Can I say it?
All right, great. And then I have mine, which is going to get a gag.
Great, I've got mine.
Hold on one second. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sherry Pie's trigger.
My trigger is when people come up to me and they start a conversation by saying like, oh my God, you're so good or whatever, some compliment. And then they go, but you did do bad things. And frankly, it sends me into like a spiral of like rage and just like, I just don't even know how to respond because it's like, bitch, I know. It's me. It's like, do you think that like, when you don't see me on TV or you don't see me on Instagram, I like power down, like, and then I come back out like a Disney meet and greet character. Right. Like, it just drives me fucking crazy. Okay, there you go.
That was a good trigger.
That's a good one. Yeah.
My trigger is old people. So here's my thing.
No.
Oh, no, I hate old people. My problem with old people is I love old people, but I hate old people. When you get on the Fire Island ferry and you're going over, there's like 150 people who have jobs and lives and kids and dogs to get to. And then you have some old fucking old, I love these guys. They're always the ones that try to get off the boat first. My whole thing is, I'm going to be 60 next year. From that point on, I'm going to let you all go. There's a car waiting for me. I've worked my whole life like a dog to not be the first one with the fucking walkers while 100 people are standing behind me sweating.
I have to stop you. You're bitching about old people. And you've already done this trigger.
Have I?
Have I? So
I haven't.
You
just
have.
to just
That's
to you.
how much you hate old people.
Not on here, just to you.
No, you've done it on a podcast. It's in the bank. Josh hasn't heard it yet.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, let's talk about burlesque girls that don't wash their feet.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
Dirty fucking burlesque girls are fucking rolling around on the floor with their dirty fucking bottom of their feet. Fucking bring baby wipes. Every gay man I know, girl, I can do a trigger on a dime.
I know
You see
so
that?
many things.
There's a lot of things that
What really
press around.
grinds my gears?
The burlesque girls. What? I have. Fuck.
She's getting old.
I got more.
Yeah.
Trust me. Are you ready?
Make sure you're the last one off the ferry, girl.
Did I really do the old one? I don't remember.
You haven't gotten through that episode yet, I don't think.
You interrupted my flow.
Sorry.
So the thing about this
As
is,
I do frequently.
okay, you're sitting there with your fucking walker. 100 people have jobs, dogs, things to get to. A life that they've been waiting to get to. You literally have lived that life. You're 75 years old. I want to sit there, watch those cute pert asses walk by me. I'm serious.
yeah.
I'm not even joking. I watch
Pro
every
jumpers.
ass. Or sometimes
Pro
the
jumper,
bulge.
pro jumper.
I'm like one of those people that just looks and goes, wow, Jesus, life was good. I just walk by. And then as they go off, then I go, okay, I'm the last one. I get up, get my walker, and go out. Don't be that first fucking old
What
person.
if you have a jazzy?
I'm even with that. Just
Yeah.
wait.
They take up space.
Just wait. They don't do chassis on the boat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just annoying. I just think as an older person, like, let's everyone off. You should have earned it. If you haven't earned it, you really need to. Sorry, I'm so excited. If you haven't earned it, you really need to like go and look at your life and go, what did I do wrong where I didn't get to a point where I could wait for the boat to empty? That's my story. I'm sorry, that triggers me. Adam, do you have a trigger?
I do.
Is it me doing triggers over and over again?
Yeah, it's you doing 3 triggers about things that you're eventually going to do in your life. No, it's a little more like centric to this episode, and it's more about like there is a genocide going on currently.
That's a big word.
In our
All right, go
world.
ahead. Yeah.
In our world, there's a genocide currently going on in the Middle East. People are dying, children are starving, hospitals are being bombed. And cancel culture is focusing on things from like 5 fucking years ago. Like a drag queen that has victims and whatnot. And people are still talking
Victim's a strong word, but yeah, sure.
about...
Okay.
Sure, but people are even still talking about Kevin Spacey shit, and victim's a strong
He was
word.
acquitted. We'll move on from that. And Woody Allen was acquitted. And I'm sick of people like pretending that they're the judge and jury.
Absolutely.
Woody Allen was acquitted. Let's move on. He should be able to make movies.
We have people that were like bumped into by Kevin's bulge, and there are 100,000 dead
that
children.
literally have been bumped in by your bulge.
Dead, knocked him out. Dead. But no, like there are serious fucking things going on in our world. Our government was shut down. We are currently living in a poor economic state where people aren't able to feed themselves. Like veterans can't get proper health care. My trigger is when some lonely person in their mom's basement on their fucking computer wants to go after a talented drag queen from 5 years ago. Like
7.
7, yeah.
show was 5, yeah.
Whatever we decided. But like pull up relevance of shit that really fucking matters right now.
Well, I
That's
kind of
my
agree. If you're going to spend your time hating on someone, hate on someone that really has done
Put your
something.
petty bullshit aside.
But we've also experienced now, like you could do anything. I mean, this will end up getting people upset at us, but I'm not that worried about it. What are you going to do?
Fucking wait.
What are you going to do?
There
to me
was
at
an
this point?
article on Queerty that was like about forgiving Aaron Schock.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And on the same headline, it was when everything was happening with me. It was like one article was forgive Aaron Schock, and the other one was like kill Sherry Pie. Right? And somebody
Crucify her.
literally, and somebody on Facebook tagged me in it, and they wrote this little like blurb, and they were like, "How interesting is it that Queerty is asking me to forgive Aaron Schock and like hate Sherry Pie? Why do you think that is? Could it be that Aaron Schock is a good-looking, white man, and Sherry Pie looks the way she does?" And, any accounts of being called Danny DeVito That's a trigger.
Well, Aaron Schock is that LA thing. Yeah, absolutely. And I get that. And that's always more forgivable in the gay community.
And I'm not saying
100%.
that's 100%.
As long as you have a six
but I
pack,
get
you
your
can be
point.
forgiven.
You're right. Absolutely right.
It's just very much like, oh, okay, I guess this person is allowed to legislate against our community. And again, not saying that I haven't hurt people in our community, but you know, when you're legislating against our community, you're hurting, you know, hundreds of thousands of people. And again, he is welcome to come back into the queer space if he wants to.
But he also hasn't apologized.
Well,
he
that's
hasn't
made
no
apology.
apology.
That's what I was going to say is like accountability. Again, something I'd love to see in the gay community is actual accountability. Right. Own it.
Yeah, Daniel, you hear that?
Both of you. You need to own your shit, and you need to put it up in your suitcase. And when you show up to all your friends, you need to open up your crazy suitcase and say, look at all my shit I collected.
Yeah, we have crazy.
I'm so sorry. Where's
we
the
all
bar?
Have crazy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. We are a very damaged community. We're trying to figure it out.
We're all just trying to figure out, and we should like lead with love. And I get that's so like eye-rolly and, you know, not stupid, but I just think we say that, you know, we say love all the time, but what does that actually mean?
Well, Rue's big thing is everybody say love. How could you, like, you know, and the whole thing with the show, which I found interesting, is it would have been better for me to show the show, have you at the end, and have a teachable moment at the end. You know what I mean?
Like drop
where
me
we
into
talk.
like a vat of acid. At the
No,
end.
where we all talk about, where she talked about it a little bit. But instead, you know, I think I love World of Wonder, but they're also really afraid of anything. Notice how, what's that black kid that did the guy that was a singer? He had, like, you know, the songs.
Todrick Hall.
Yeah, thank you. He's never on the show again because there was a little controversy. They're afraid of controversy, whatever.
For like not paying
money.
dancers or something.
And I understand. I understand. Like, it's so funny. I'm
like that black guy who was on the show.
No, Todrick. When everything was going on, I felt like they handled me, maybe not like hindsight 2020 now, like saying the best way, but I was in contact with them, you know.
Were they cool to you?
I have no problems with them.
This is trigger warning bonus.
Yeah,
like
totally.
I have no problems with them.
World of Wonder.
With World of Wonder, I understand why they don't want to be associated or deal with that.
Right.
I also understand you can use those things as a teachable moment in any way that you want to do it and what have you. But I have nothing. If I have a gripe with anybody, it's really like just a gripe with my community. And,
I 100% agree.
And my gripe is that I am here and like we said this already, but, you know, go get a normal job. Drag is a normal job. Like, I'm sorry that not in every...
It pays less per hour than if you worked at Wendy's.
It's a horrible job.
Yeah. It's
you
a
know what I
horrible
mean?
job.
It's like the immigrants picking strawberries.
It's a horrible job.
Yeah,
And like I'm here and I'm like, girl, give me fucking $5 and a tin bucket. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
After painting my face for 3 hours and putting my testicles into my abdomen.
And spraying hair
Aqua net.
spray
and
on
isn't that like so magical? Like when you, and like getting to like come in, a big thing, I don't know if you ever saw like one of my shows back in the day, but a big thing for me is,
I mean,
like,
she's old enough. I don't think I was allowed in the club.
is like turning the space to match what the show is that I'm doing, because I think it is, and not only am I the expression, but you should want to live.
Like immersive.
It's a fantasy. My job is a fucking Willy Wonka fucking fantasy crazy lady.
Right.
And you know what I mean? It's to welcome you in for an hour, 45 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, and say, we are forgetting about out there and we are in here. And even if that means we're going to do 20 minutes of fun time, and then if you want us to have 30 minutes of me, you know, you want to light the pyre and you can all yell shit at me, go off, queen, as long as you have $20. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, we're right across from the bus station, girl.
So I'm going to pick up where Daniel said Rue should have, and because we're in trigger warning bonus time here, when it all went down, and, you know, I'm sure the producers or something, you were in a hotel room because you're all sequestered or whatever they call it.
No, this was long after.
This was after.
Oh, okay.
There's long
I was
after.
home.
So
I
then-
lived in
Girl,
my
you got-
closet
yeah.
because
Okay.
I like had a mental breakdown.
Okay, so then
That's what I heard, yeah.
when that happened,
From Gina Guerin. Gina's a good friend of mine. And she
I
knows
love
you well.
Gina.
Yeah,
I
Gina's
love
good.
Gina.
so when this all happened, what were your steps to handle your mental fallout and deal with your therapist? Like for people that may be out there going through some sort of thing.
So
how'd you get to where you are?
Thank you for asking.
Because I think it's better than a blurb that they put. If you're dealing with mental health issues, please call blah blah. No, like what happened?
So prior to going to Drag Race, I knew that this was a problem, and I had been addressing it.
And you knew it would come up.
Of course.
Like I knew if I was going on a show, they check you out. That's why Jasmine Rice LaBeija isn't on the show, because they did a background check. And
but she still works.
I got kicked off of Top Chef because they knew
because she wasn't on the show. If
Yeah.
she had been on the show, she wouldn't be working.
I got kicked off of
I hate
Top
to say
Chef season 1 because they knew I was a fucking cokehead.
Bottom chef.
Yeah, bottom chef. That's where I ended up.
Sorry, you were a bottom
That was
chef.
the show you were on.
Well, you're Butch in the Streets, Femme in the Sheets. Anyway, go ahead, Sherry.
And what were we saying? Oh, what we did.
What were your steps?
So after everything happened, honestly, it is I hope that nobody like goes through something like that at the level, because it was kind of like, so like you were saying earlier, so many things like collided with COVID was happening. So
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. There was just a lot of energy in the air, and so it was also very like isolating too.
Right,
like I said, I literally was, and I know this sounds so crazy, but if you are out there and you are like living in your closet because you are afraid to go outside, I am here for you, and I totally understand what that, like, how scary that is, and I am here for you in any way that you are struggling, because like I get it. I have been through some crazy ass shit. I have done some really shitty, fucked up shit. But at the end of the day, like I am who I am, and I am so sorry to the people that I've hurt. But I believe that it is my calling and my job, and I will never stop doing this. I will never stop. I will be fucking. I do shows now with like animal shows, not like shows as a drag queen, but I like bring animals to kids with special needs and adults with special needs in Connecticut, and I do that, you know, for a big part of my like living right now. And I can't tell you, like, that is something that made me come back and say, oh bitch, this is it. Cause just throw a wig on me and I'm like, woo, like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, go girl. And then I was like, oh yeah, like this community, and why I would never cancel on doing this, even if it was a gotcha, you know, and somebody was here and I was like, you know, I'm here and I made it through. And I know you're saying about, what was my step? Sorry.
No, this is all of it.
This is all of it. Yeah.
But, you know,
this is where you ended up, and how'd you get there?
Find a great therapist, first of all. And I know that's really hard. You can use things like BetterHelp. Those are great. But the thing with BetterHelp is that you cycle through a lot of people.
Exactly. During COVID, I had a couple bad ones. And they were like in Kentucky, and they were like, gay?
Yeah, then I'm what the hell? Well, first of all, you're a sin.
Exactly.
You know.
Get on your knees. I was just there.
Already there, sir.
Like, I thought I was here to talk about something else. No, so, you know, get a good therapist. And I know that's like such a privileged thing to say, right? Get a therapist. If you can't get a therapist, just start by writing things down, right? Use a journal. Go through, if you have experience every emotion, because that's life, right? That's the thing that I learned through all of this, is that like life is living. And I have tried to end my life. I have been there. I don't know if either of you have been there.
Yeah, I've been there.
But it is a very scary, very lonely place. And even if that is not true, in that moment, it is so true.
Terrifying.
I've never tried to end my life. I've been in 2 situations where I wish it had ended.
Okay.
Like where I had been like, if right now I was taken, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like in a kind of really crazy drug
I'm
state.
sorry.
No, I'm not going to get emotional.
No, it's okay.
It's all right.
Listen,
it's
Sherry Pie's here.
Yeah. You should become a therapist now.
I actually thought about doing that, but I thought that nobody would like trust me.
I actually
or
wonder sometimes if that would be such a full circle, or not full circle, but like a 180 that people would actually, I don't know, I'm not really sure. That would be something I'd have to think about.
But that's change my name.
And can I just say, because Sherry had mentioned
and
that,
then we really have to go because we have people waiting outside the door to
fine.
come in.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Bianca Del Rio is here for your gotcha moment. No, I'm kidding.
Ta-da!
No, I love her. No, don't do that to me. I can't.
Because we've talked about like fuck you Donald Trump, and we've talked about like
Truly,
there's a possibility that people may not have the ability to get to a therapist or the financial ability and whatnot. And you talked about journaling. Yeah. I had no idea when I first went to AA, because I wasn't so much an alcoholic as much as I had a drinking problem where I was self-medicating and whatnot. Totally. I was not.
As opposed to now when you're just drinking like you're on a Civil War operating table.
I think though that's a lot. There are so many.
That was a good
people.
joke, by the way.
Yeah, it was a good joke. But I was unaware.
No, you're so
I was unaware, and you're right. There are so many queer people that maybe not alcoholics, but are self-medicating.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that things like crystal meth addiction, sex and love addiction, that all these other things existed. And they're free. You can just walk in. You can walk into any of these meetings. And of course, one of their traditions is like, don't talk about it on the radio and promote it, whatever.
When I went in, they said, you're not $100 an hour crazy. You're $1 an hour crazy, is what they said at the meeting. Yeah. Like, you're just the crazy, like, you need to get help.
And you
don't need, like, a therapist.
And you may meet a therapist.
Like, my therapist is not $100 an hour. I wish, bitch.
No, I mean, it is crazy. Like, not crazy how much therapy is. I think everybody deserves to make a living wage no matter who you are. But
it's crazy we don't have social health care.
That's what I was going to say. Is like, that's what's crazy. Yeah. Is like, why do you think that there are so many crazy people out there? Because like, we don't handle our mental health. And I love like people being like, oh, well, you know, I can go see a therapist for like a week and I'm good. I got my little tune-up. And it's like, listen, girl, like go off and get your tune-up. I think everybody needs it. But there are a lot of people out there who need a constant source of whatever that therapist is doing for them. Yeah, and that will regulate so many people.
And after every mass shooting, they say we need mental health, but they never do anything
about it.
And it's because nobody actually cares. So little to take care of. I call it getting my roots done. Yes. Like my mom used to go get her hair done. Yes. She'd like getting my roots done. And when I started going to my shrink, I said, I'm going to go get my roots done because my mother was the root of all of the problems. Sherry, I want to thank you so much for doing this. Seriously, you have been a joy. And I hope that I want to work together. Oh, yeah. I really do. I really think that I don't know what's going on out there.
Somebody just was killed.
Yeah, so Lisa. Yeah.
I want to work with you.
They heard it out there. They're like,
no, I do. I think that
don't ruin your career. Do you have any idea she's poison? Box office poison, they called me.
They have no idea who you are in Mexico, so it's good.
What career do I have at this point, which I love? Seriously, thank you so much. I really mean this when I say this. I really appreciate you doing this. It's like a lot of people come on to promote something, but you came on to just talk about what has happened and what your future, and like that means a lot because you don't have anything to promote right now. No, I mean like you're doing stuff. I'm not saying that you're not, but I'm just saying it was selfless.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know what I'm here to promote? Like, go out there and like be kind to one another, and remember that everybody is having a bad day. Like, honey, like just try to be kind to one another.
And so many of our community, so many of the queens we've discussed, are going through so much and they're hiding it. I know a lot of drag queens have a lot of problems that they're trying to figure out. Mental illness, drinking, drugs, whatever. Yeah. But,
it's very
like,
easy.
Let's be a little bit kinder to our community.
As Lana Wachowski says, don't call people out, call them in.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Well, on that note, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, in this world, I heard somebody say there is just so much more information and less knowledge. And I think that is so like...
It's like a mile wide, but an inch deep.
I know, like that is so true. We are getting information a mile a minute. There's some, like you said, Googling me. There's so much information. But what's so funny is there's barely any
Where's
of it.
Where's the truth?
Yeah,
there's the knowledge.
There is no knowledge there, right? And nuance, and that everyone is going on their own journey, and you can't compare, me to you or whatever. Like we're all, and trauma is not an excuse. There is no excuse. I did fucked up things, and I'm so sorry about it, and that is all I can say.
Well, we all have. Yeah. I'm sorry. I want to find someone who's listening who hasn't done something fucked up to another person.
Please send it in.
And especially sexually as a gay person.
Absolutely.
We've all done some fucked up
There's
stuff.
All questionable shit.
I'm going to tonight.
Love yourself. Love yourself. Love everybody else.
At the bus station.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening. This is Trigger Warning. My name is Daniel Nardicchio.
I'm Adam Klesch.
And we were Sherry Pie. Thank you so much again, honey.
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Listen
so
and
much for having
subscribe anywhere you find podcasts.
Or don't. I don't really care anymore.
Oh my God, just subscribe and shut up.
Trigger Warning, hosted by Daniel Nardicchio and Adam Meathammer Klesch, is a Pride House Media production and produced by Josh Rosenzweig. Please note, the views reflected in this podcast do not represent the views of Red Eye, the Ice Palace, or any of its subsidiaries. And any reference to scat, shrimping, upper deckers, skank, smash debating, rump riding, wolf bagging, Cleveland steamers, jiggly puffing, rusty trombones, Cosby sweaters, Mexican pancakes, and Alabama hot pockets are the views of Mr. Nardicchio, Mr. Klesch, and his listeners, not the establishment. If you are offended, please seek immediate psychiatric attention.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And while you're there, leave us a rating and review. It really helps others discover the show. And if you didn't enjoy this episode, don't tell anyone.
Stay connected and join the conversation by following us on Trigger Warning Podcast.
And you can send us your questions or hate mail to triggered@triggerwarning.com.